Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I've got a bit of a different type of game for you, I think a bit of a treat. This game is by no means high level play, but I think some interesting things happen and I think you'll enjoy the ride, so let's jump on in. I am playing against Roused. I'm going to go with that pronunciation. I apologize if that's wrong. A quick Google says that might be Sapphire Light or Light Sapphire, or it might just be a name. Sorry, I don't know. I will be the shadow player, and they will be the free people's player. We decided to use one token, and their starting hand is Fear Fire Foes, and we prove the swifter. Quite the hand. Quite the hand. Whereas my starting hand is Shadows on the Misty Mountains and Palantir of Orthanc. Also, quite the hand. I won't be going into so much detail on this game because, as I said, this is a fun game, but not a particularly high-level game. At least on my side. And let's get into it. I allocate one eye and roll 3 more. So not going much of anywhere, but at least I have a couple musters and a playable card. And that's a great opposing roll. I wouldn't have actually seen this. Excuse me. But Lior moves Strider to Moria, which of course makes sense. I put Isengard towards war, and we prove the swifter gets Strider all the way to Minas Tirith. So a crowned Aragorn without even giving up a ring. And you get to redraw because Gandalf's the guide. So, I mean, yeah, great play. I put Saruman into play, so at least I get my die. Aragorn is crowned, and I play Palantir of Orthanc, which is immediately thrown away. So, ends up kind of being a standard-ish first round. Saruman is put into play, and Strider is crowned. All right. Lior draws Axe and Bow and Celeborns. Okay. I draw Cruel Weather and Denethors. Interesting. I allocate one eye, despite no movement, and roll several Palantirs, and it's 4 swords versus 1 eye. Oof. All right. Pass. I play Shadows on the Misty Mountains. Let's get that into play. Yep. Then another pass, and I put Sauron to war. And I'm thinking about maybe putting Lorien to war, putting Lorien under siege with either of the 2 armies, and then putting the Witch King into play. But these dice make that kind of awkward. So free people's move, safe. We remember to activate Gondor from Aragorn crowning. Barad-dûr moves to Gorgoroth. Fellowship moves again. Whew, a hit. And it's a 0 reveal. So that's excellent for me to some extent. And he decides to go to High Pass. Interesting. Didn't want the rerolls, I guess. And with a crowned Aragorn, you're not so desperate in a hurry to kill Gandalf, so that makes sense. But I have all these swords and not much else to do with them, so I go ahead and sit on the Fellowship. Fellowship hides. I move to Minas Morgul. Okay. Fellowship moves again and is hit for a 1. All right. And then Gandalf gets killed for just the 1. So maybe we are in a hurry to kill Gandalf. First Legolas, then Boromir. So Boromir takes the lead. Yep. Okay. I consolidate the Far Harad to Near Harad and move to South Ithilien. So, yep. I figure at this point, let's go get Aragorn, or at least threaten it so that we can make sure to get that dice out of the way if at all possible. Okay, I change my mind to North Ithilien to at least threaten walking around. Makes sense. Old Forest Road and Edoras to, or Karak to Old Forest Road and Edoras to Westimnet. That's right. Okay. And this was an interesting move. Instead of Old Forest Road, Fords of Eisen to Westimnet. So consolidating. I'm probably not going to come in this early, but interesting move. And then I draw a strategy card. I get Musterings of Long Planned War, so probably not going to use that. And the token puts Gondor 1 from war, so that it can reinforce when I attack. Okay. So far, so standard. Free people get I Will Go Alone and Dane Ironfoots. Excellent cards. I get On They Went and Olaghai. I'm happy to see those. Fellowship is okay. Okay. Probably want to declare into Goblin's Gate just to get that marker down from 1. But doesn't really make much of a difference. And I roll 4 more Palantirs. Versus 4 movement. Oh, man. Okay. I comment that it's a good thing the Palantir of Orthanc is gone. Gandalf the Grey comes in, or Gandalf the White comes in. Okay. On They Went gets played. Pass. I draw into Corsairs of Umbar, so talk about good timing. He passes. I move into Umbar, and I move East Rune up. Axe and Bow gets put into play. Okay. I use my hybrid to move S&Es down towards war. Fellowship moves. Is safe. I actually spend a Palantir in the ring to put the S&Es all the way to war. Fellowship moves again. Is still safe. So, yep, okay. I put an army dice out, and he immediately puts Dol Amroth under siege, which is funny. I actually intend to go for Osgiliath with the dice. That was funny. I play a card. It's the Mustering's Desperate Battle versus Shield Wall. And Shield Wall does its thing of nothing. But, that's fine. 1 each. I advance. He goes into MT. I whine about Shield Wall, even though it wasn't my card. And Gondor's at war. Cool. Strider / Aragorn runs away. The coward that he is, Sir Robin ran away. And then I play Corsairs. So, all right. So, it's coming up on turn 4. The Fellowship is effectively at Karak, so what? 6 moves from Mordor, halfway there. And I have Gondor to war with a crowned Aragorn in Westimnet with a decent army. Yeah, maybe. Okay, Elven Rope and Power of Tom Bombadil are drawn. I get Balrog, okay, and Threats and Promises. Fellowship reveals into Karak, or declares into Karak. 1 eye. 2 more. It's a decent roll at least. But look at those movement. Oof. So, an elite gets put into Minas Tirith. That seems reasonable. I go ahead and put Minas Tirith under siege because I don't want that will to be spent buffing Minas Tirith more. So, and I bring everyone. I know it's a little risky, but it's what I do. Elven Rope goes into the pool, or into the used pool. And then I muster in the Witch King. I try to put him in Dol Amroth, but you have to put him with a Sauron army. So, Minas Tirith. Okay. Fellowship moves and is hit, thank goodness. And it's an eye. So, Axe and Bow does its thing. In Old Forest Road, the Fellowship sits. Okay. I want to get DA gone before they draw Círdan's or Prince Imrahil, although Círdan's wouldn't do much here. So I go ahead and play a card. We both play a card. We come to kill versus advantageous position. And I roll hot. 2 hits. and the post one more. So Dol Amroth falls with a splat. That's a good start. Fellowship hides. I move to take the two other mustering points. Fellowship moves again, is hit for a 3, and Boromir falls. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have another attack. I would love to hit Pelargir, but I play Denethor's Folly. Take out the leader there. So that's nice. I'm going to try and take MT. Got a big army there. And then I forgot that you can just discard them with a Will of the West. So he uses the Will of the West, and Denethor's Folly is gone. All right. He draws into Dead Men. Perfect timing. And Kindred of Glorfindel. Less useful. I get Isildur's Bane and Rage of the Dunlendings, so I'm excited to see that. He declares into Dale, which I don't think was strictly necessary, but we'll talk about later some of the stuff with that. Heals down to 0, so can't argue with being a fully healed Fellowship. That's pretty good. One eye, no more rolled. Lots of 2 more musters and 3 Palantirs, though. I only have 3 attacks on 8 dice. 9 if you count the one in the pool. And 3 movement for him. Okay. First, Gondor puts a Gondorian in Pelargir. Yeah, that's annoying. 3 musters and a will. That could get to be annoying fast. So I spend an army to attack Pelargir. Pelargir. Anyway, Pelargir. I attack, no card. Most of these don't work, though. I guess I could Relentless Assault, but I want to save Rage of the Dunlendings. No card each. I get 1. He gets none. And I don't want to press because then he'll go take Umbar, which would be super annoying. So in retrospect, this attack was not a good idea. I stop. He musters again. I muster an Umbar to make sure that doesn't happen. He musters again, and I attack again. Okay, this time, no card. And I hit 4 6s. Oof. Why did I reroll? I just rerolled on... Oh, no, I'm declaring 4. Good. Whew, I'm not an idiot at this very specific moment. And he gets only 1 back. So, oofta. Almost the whole turn's worth, half a turn's worth of muster dice, and it did nothing. So that's good for me. Then the Dead Men come in. And it's a 6. Ugh. Gondor. So there's 6 hit points gone. I retreat to Lamadon. And I had been, aware that Dead Men was a possibility. That's why I left a guy in Dol Amroth just in case. But 6 is hard to fight. And so still 4 more Gondorian regulars available too. So can't ignore Strider or Aragorn. Crazy. What a mess this is becoming for how good it started. I muster a regular in Nirharad and Umbar. So how often do you muster 2 Sauron regulars with a muster die, right? And Pelargir consolidates and Helm's Deep consolidates. I think that was a very reasonable play. I draw a card because I have all these Palantirs. Might need something. I get Fighting Urukai. Okay. I attack Minas Tirith, and then I play my card forgetting that Denethor's Folly is no longer in play. I do play the Fighting Urukai as Onslaught versus Kindred. So the Kindred whiffs, but I get 1 on the roll, 2 more on the reroll, so I'm at 3. He gets 1. I go ahead and Onslaught for 4. I figure these dice are always all better than I will ever get. I'm not sure this was a good play, but I Onslaught for 4. 2 more. Okay. I'm really not certain this was right, but I really wanted to take Minas Tirith if I could. So I press draw. I get Shadows Gather. That's good. That's good. We choose cards. I play Cruel as Death into a Daylight, which he realizes does nothing because I only have 3 guys. So take it back. That's not a problem. I forfeit the dice. And I get nothing on the combat, 1 on the reroll. So Minas Tirith holds another day. Okay. He passes. I accidentally draw a Free People's card, discard it, and then draw Half Orcs and Goblin Men. Whew. Glad to see that. I've already thrown away Oleg High, so this was to take DA. Lossarnach gets attacked. I tease that I play Scouts. Lossarnach falls for nothing. Okay. And he leaves a guy back. Yep, that's correct. And then I play Half Orcs and Goblin Men into Minas Tirith. So a little bit of defense at least. At least it's 4v4 and I have 5 rerolls. So into turn 6, Fellowship is in Dale. They're fully healed, so they don't get a second heal at least. I draw Candles and Day Without Dawn. Elven Cloaks is drawn and Wisdom of Elrond. Okay. I throw away Balrog. Yep. Okay. I allocate 1 eye. Roll a bunch more. Or excuse me, no more. Roll several character dice. Very good roll, really. And he gets 2 movement and a bunch of army. Okay. Start with what? Trying to take MT back. Yep, that makes sense. All right. I tease that he's sortieing. And then I go ahead and Candles of Corpses for the Dread and Despair. So this way I think I have a pretty good shot at dealing some good hits without taking any. So he gets nothing and I get 1 back. That's good. Okay. He presses. I redraw. We double check that works on defense. That the Witch King ability works on defense. He plays a strategy card, and I don't have anything I really want to play. So I want to save Cruel Weather. So Wisdom of Elrond, but it's okay. Or yeah, he gets 3 hits. 3 hits. Ugh. If I roll a single 1, I kill myself. No 1s, but only 1 hit. Ugh. Okay. He presses, and he has liberated Minas Tirith. Thank goodness I have Shadows Gather. So Moranon comes out to reinforce Osgiliath. So at least that makes up for the complete catastrophe that is Gondor to some extent. A muster, yep, that's where that's going to go. I put Minas Tirith back under siege before it musters anymore. He passes. Not sure that's... Anyway, yeah, he passes. I bring the 2 armies from Harad and Umbar to West Harandor. Okay. A regular in Lossarnach and Pelargir. And is that... I think that's the last of them. Yep. The last Gondorian. Salute. There's some leaders left, but that's it for the armies. I attack Pelargir from the south. No card, no card. And I get 2 hits. Oof. Pelargir retreats. Okay. Pass again. I do a voice ability to get 1 Isengard regular in the 3 places. I'm looking at Rage of the Dunlendings. And so maybe now is a good time to mention that I had decided at this point that I was going to try for a very stupid achievement. And this is part of why I'm not taking so much time on the strategy of this round, of this game. I had decided actually quite a bit before this that I was going to try for the achievement where you kill every single man in the game. Every army for the North, Gondor, and Rohan in the game. You must capture every single settlement and eliminate every single colored piece of plastic, so to speak. Colored digital piece of plastic. Anyway, I figured Gondor was at war. I was going to have to kill them anyway, and I couldn't risk them having 6 dice and wandering around, and I've kind of got them mopped up. Rohan's consolidated just to the one place. Surely I can take that down. And then the silly part. Take out the Northwest and take out Dale and Carrock without one of them becoming a giant pain in the butt. Well, I have Shadows on the Misty Mountains and Rage of the Dunlendings, so I can have a plenty big army go take out the Northwest. The Easterlings should be enough to take Dale and Carrock. Things are looking pretty good. The Fellowship's moving slow enough. I should have time to do it. That's my plan. So all my silly moves from here on, and several before this, if there were any, I excuse with that thing. And I guess here's another thing about this, about the achievements. Please understand that when I'm playing these, I'm playing these for fun, and I think everyone that does these achievements is doing them for the fun. We're not trying to dunk on people or anything stupid like that. They add this interesting little nuance or challenge to the game. The game is fun enough as it is, but I really enjoy the alternate win conditions, so to speak. And all of them are tied to you must also win the game. So, or near enough all of them. So this is a very very interesting game to add those two, I think. So anyway, here we go. With that in mind. Okay, Fellowship moves. Is safe. I attack Minas Tirith. Card, Daylight into Devilry. Okay. 1 hit. 3, 4 back. Ugh. Ow. I draw into Pits of Mordor from the battle redraw. And Lior, yep. Sortie from Minas Tirith. Okay. I play a card. I tried to play Dreadful Spells, which I obviously would love to play for the actual effect. But I can't. It's if an Isengard unit and the defending army is in a stronghold, which the attacking army is in a stronghold. So I take that back and I can't. I choose no card. He gets the 2 hits. The Witch King's dead. But so is Aragorn. Oh, shucks. For both of us. We both lose a die. Oh, yep. Essenes take Pelargir and Osgiliath. We talk about who owns Minas Tirith, and it is the Free People's player. If both teams are eliminated at the same time, the person who owned the stronghold continues to own the stronghold. In this case, the Free People. So a Palantir puts Elven Cloaks in. That hunt pool is totally fine. 2 blues and a red in the wings. Things are going great. I request politely to borrow a Elven Ring so I can get into Minas Tirith, but I'm declined. So I just moved the Nazgul, which I am really, really short on now. All right. Turn 7. I'm moving pretty fast, but we've got a little bit to go yet, so I hope you're sticking with me. I draw into Wormtongue and Many Kings. Many Kings is an excellent card. I don't actually need it anymore. So I get rid of Wormtongue because Wormtongue is even worse than Many Kings after you don't need it. Great Host is an excellent card. I allocate 1 eye. He only gets 1 movement, so I'm happy to see that. I get 2 more eyes and 3 more Palantirs. Ugh. Okay. Minas Tirith gets put into, and then Iron Hills into Erebor. Yep, that makes sense. I play Pits of Mordor to Dol Guldur, Moria and Mount Gundabad if I'm going to be going for all of these different random places. Might need some reinforcements, so that seems good to me. I muster some Nazgul into play because I'm going to need those now that I've lost a whole bunch. And now the inevitable but frustrating thing, the elves are starting to go to war, so now I don't have to deal with just Gondor. I move East Rune to Vale of Karnan. All I need to do is kill this one regular. Fellowship moves before I can get on top of them, but I hit. It's a 1. Okay. I attack Dale. I choose a card. He chooses a card. I'm not quite sure why I forgot that Scouts exists. I had played the Great Host. Okay. Well, and now I'm really sad. Because now there's the Men of Dale is in Woodland Realm. And my achievement, if I'm going to get it, now must include killing that regular, which might mean having to kill Woodland Realm. Okay. He plays I Will Go Alone. An excellent card for right now. Legolas hops into the Woodland Realm. Heal the corruption right off. And now the elves are looking pretty good up there. I play Hill Troll, or I draw into Hill Trolls, so that'll be useful later. But these Palantirs, okay. Elves move down towards war. And I play Cruel Weather just to get it out of my hand. So I move the Fellowship to Withered Heath. How often do you get to say that? Even though he has 2 move, he could just stay there and keep the ticker counting, but it's a -1 move, and I needed to make it happen. So, okay. He's down to 5 dice. I'm down to 8 total. Okay. I draw into Phlox and Horde from the east, a deadly strife. I'm excited to see that. Fellowship declares into North Rovanian. I still put just 1 eye. Let's see what we can do. 2 more eyes and 2 musters. I need to be moving, but same goes for the Fellowship. Only 1 movement for the Fellowship. All right, Fellowship moves and is safe. I move out from Moria. Being very conscious of a Free People's military victory, I leave a couple guys behind. And then Pelargir meets up with Osgiliath. I'm not worried about all of that being retaken because Gondor is out of troops. No more Gondorians. There's leaders, but still. He musters the elves to war. Yep. I put some elites in Orthanc just so I have regulars to play with. Muster an elite into Woodland Realm. Yep. That's a problem. I attack Minas Tirith. Put it under siege. Leave 1 guy behind. Because I am very aware of Path of the Woses. Path of the Woses would suck right now. So Rohan's not at war, but I need to start prepping for it. An elite gets put in Lorien. Okay. Whoop. Is that what we do? Nope. Rohan gets moved towards war. God, I don't need Rohan at war right now. So I go ahead and muster once in Dol Guldur and Moria. I have the muster die. I can't really use it for much else. I figure I'll just make sure the elves can't do anything silly here. Mithril Coat and Sting is put in play. I take Lossarnach and start moving north. So I have 3 guys protecting against elven shenanigans. I'm going to go take Karok, put Woodland Realm under siege so that I can kill the last guy there. I still have to kill the Northwest and still have to kill Rohan, but that's okay. Gondor's basically dead, right? Oof. Okay, deep breath. Here we go. Fellowship declares, draws Smeagol, helps Nice Master, and power 2 great. I don't care about that. Lidless Eye and Return to Valinor, a deadly strife. Great. I throw Lidless Eye. What else do I throw? Phlox. Yep. Okay. Allocate 1 eye. 2 more. Still only 3 attacks on 8 dice. Oof. And there's a whole bunch of movement. Could make Mordor. I have Day Without Dawn, so that's good. He doesn't spend the will first. I hit. It's a 2. Gimli goes efficiently. I do spend Day Without Dawn to make it so that I get theoretically another round here. So that's nice. Fellowship moves again. He's hit again for an eye. So that's good to slow him down. It's an eye for a 2 reveal. He actually spends Mithril Coat here. I mean, yeah, get it gone before Nazgul Strike or Search, whichever it is that clears the card from the board, or Worn with Sorrow and Toil. I guess you're down to Hobbits. But anyway, I guess use it. The pool is pretty friendly right now for you, so, and I get another eye. So it's still a 2 reveal. The Hobbits go, and it's Gollum in the lead. We'll remember in a minute. The Hobbits go sit in Old Forest Road. Really, was that as far as they could get? No, they could have made it to Woodland Realm. I mean, they're allowed to be in Old Forest Road. I think that was a mistake. Oh, well. It doesn't make difference. Armies move out. Sit on top of the Hobbits. We remember Gollum. Okay. Elven Elite goes into Woodland Realm. Yep. Rage of the Dunlendings. So I have a max stack in South Downs to go kill, 2 regulars and an elite. He passes. I move into Buckland, conveniently located to kill everybody. North is still not at war. He plays Power 2. Great. What do I care? I attack the Shire. No card. I miss. He hits. I press. And he runs away. So I move 3, 4, think about it, 3. I don't think that split was really the best, but it was fine. Because now the North is at war, and I don't want Bree mustering up in a way that makes this not work. Okay. Here we go. Next round. So I have the Shire. Okay. He draws The Eagles Are Coming and Swords in Eriador. Well, that was good timing. Boy, how often do you say, 1 turn too late for Swords in Eriador? That's funny. I get Lure of the Ring and Shadow is Moving. I quite possibly need the 4 movement to get places. I am behind if I want to kill all the men. I'm thoroughly winning the game. But if I want to kill the men, I have to get moving. I allocate 1 eye. 2 more. So, okay, 4 movement on 4 attacks on 8 dice. All the movement you could wish for with the Fellowship and Day Without Dawn is gone, so that's great. Hides first. Yep. Thinks and does it anyway. Okay. I attack Bree. He's like, why? Why are you attacking Bree? Okay. He moves. Safe. I attack Karok. No more mustering for the men of the North. Good. Excellent. Another Elven Elite into Woodland Realm. Ugh. And he uses the muster die to do that. Yeah. Okay. I consolidate. I've taken Karok. I'm fairly certain he's not going to go liberate Karok. So I consolidate because I'm going to need to take out Woodland Realm here too. I accidentally brought the Hobbits with me. We tease about taking the Hobbits to North Rune. It's got a certain ring to it. Okay. He uses puts Legolas into Erebor and the 2 Hobbits into Woodland Realm. Okay. I attack North Downs. No card. And he's like, what's going on, man? There's no way this is good play. He's right. So we talk about the achievements, and I highlight what I'm trying to do. And we talk about that I don't have to kill the force pool. I just have to kill the plastic on the board and capture every single sediment and have held it till the end of the game and win, which is 10 points if you get them all. Which is actually part of the problem. This guy in Woodland Realm, I'm going to have to get to 12 points if I want to kill him if he's the last guy killed. And then our game froze. Okay. We attack North Downs. After thinking about it a bunch, the guy dies. Great. So the Northwest fell and has done 1 hit point of damage to my stack that is completely unnecessary. Smeagol helps Nice Master, goes in. I have spent Cruel Weather, so he's not risking anything. And I draw into a strategy card because I just need all the things. Any of the shadows, lengthening, gathering. I've already spent one of them. I guess a shadow is moving. Certainly I don't need character cards. So I draw, and then I put Orcs Multiplying again, and I put Lure of the Ring away. Or discard it. Okay. The Fellowship is on Mordor. I'm at 5 points. And I do draw into Shadow Lengthens and Breaking of the Fellowship. I get rid of Breaking. He gets rid of Swords and Eriador. Yeah. We update the pool. So that's the hunt pool. That's a very nice hunt pool. You're on Golems. That's a little, you wish you had one, like Gimli and a Hobbit left or something, but not bad at all. And I end up throwing away Orcs Multiplying again because I have Shadow Lengthens, which I really need. Shadow is Moving, which might really need. 2 Deadly Strifes, might need those for Helm's Deep especially, but also Woodland Realm. Hill Trolls, yep. Dreadful Spells. I'm thinking Dreadful Spells might be a way to kill out this Man of the North out from underneath the battle without having to go through everything. And a Devilry of Orthanc will be good in Helm's Deep, so... Okay, 1 eye, 3 more eyes, so 3 movement only on 8 dice again. And he gets no movement. Oh, crazy. Crazy game. Okay, Palantir for the Red Arrow. Of course, why not? Why not put Rohan to war and just muster them? Sure. So... I attack Minas Tirith. I just want it gone. I want it dead. So I return to Valinor into Oblivion. All right. Cool. He musters. And I say, oh, he doesn't muster. He uses an Elven Ring to move. Yeah. And I get the red tile. The only red tile that I played back when he was in High Pass. Oh, so good for me. I needed that. A lot. He takes the 3 and does not hide to reduce. That is correct. I move to Druiden Forest. Okay. An Elven Elite goes into Rivendell, because any reasonable person would expect that I'd be going for Rivendell at this point with that army in Bree. Yep. Hill Trolls. I put it in Dale because I need to get that one guy out of Woodland Realm. Rohan is put to war, and I say, thinking to myself at that point, well, I'll attack Woodland Realm. We'll see where we're at. Put him under siege so they stop mustering at least. And he goes for a field battle. Okay, so I've got a Deadly Strife. I'm okay with that. Oh, I do the Swarm of Bats. Even better. Okay. Cancel the Brave Stand, which was excellent there. That was a pretty good play. And the thing that you can't expect is 1 hit to... he gets 3, and I get 4. Oh, man. What a game. And he takes the North regular. I was so happy to see this. So now I don't have this northern leader. Doesn't matter. He's not an army unit. So this place still exists. I can come back for it if I desperately need the points. But I have killed the Dale man. Okay. Whew. And he starts mustering in Edoras. Oh, yep, in Edoras. Fine. It's going to be hard. Turn 12. Okay. Draw Nazgul Search. He gets File. Return of the King. Yep. Might have actually been useful for taking the North, but the Witch King is dead and the North is taken. Help Unlooked For. Okay. I note that a new power continues to not rise. Only 4 cards left in the deck. I would really like a new Powers Rising to help take Helm's Deep, but that's how that goes. He has an Ents, so I can't leave. Not that I know that, but he's halfway through his deck. He surely has on Ents. Okay. Allocate 1 eye. Roll. Hallelujah. 7 movement on 8 dice. But he can run up the mountain. He starts by playing File. Yeah. I mean, it's always nice to have File in. And I don't know. I move 2 armies in. Rohan's at war. He notes that I brought Saruman. I have to stop waiting for this. I note that Saruman was running from the Ents. He puts an elite into Edoras. So I play Shadowed Lengthens. Move the Bree to the Shire. Fords to Fold. And I've given up. It was a good run, but I don't think I can take an actively mustering Rohan with this army. So I'll go take Tower Hills on my way to Grey Havens. He has nothing. He has the one regular left. Surely this can take Grey Havens. And I'll take Edoras. This can take Edoras. It was a good run. Okay. Fellowship moves. It's a 3. But actually we note that the file did not get put in. So we just put the 3 back and redraw. No problem. Unfortunately, it's Smeagol. So, yep, yep, I am on a timer. Even for a normal win, I don't have that much time. I attack Tower Hills. I get my 1 hit. Thank goodness. Okay, cool. The Elven Ray. So he thinks about putting guys in and then actually passes. I'm not sure what was the thought process there. Maybe it was that it was going to be used for an Elven Ring for moving. Not sure. But I don't want Edoras getting any stronger. So I attack. And here's a Deadly Strife, surely. Yep. And I get 5 hits versus his 3. Oof. And we note that he can't retreat to conquering territory, so... And I did conquer that when you move through with a shadow card, lengthen moves, whatever. The other one is gather. I press, and there's the 1 hit. So actually, I took it. And actually, I split the army here because I'm sitting here thinking, don't have Path of the Wozes, don't have Path of the Wozes. Because I'd forgotten to leave a guy in Druidin, so he could Path of the Wozes to Druidin, and I'd have to attack and hope I could get him gone before he did Minas Tirith. But he passes. Okay. I say Grey Havens. And he points out he has power too great. I just ignored it because I was going for the North and the men in general. And I don't have any army cards. I just threw one away. I mean, it was to take Edoras cleanly. So I moved to Druidin and to Dale. Because I'm like, well, let's make sure I don't lose Minas Tirith to a dumb Path of the Wozes. I guess I can reinforce Woodland Realm and hope a 4/4/3 can take a 2/2/4. Not crazy, but I don't think this 2/3/4 is taking a 4/1/1 that can muster twice before I get there. He moves into Westamnet. Yep, I'm sad. But then he thinks, nope, okay. And just recruits into Helm's Deep. Yeah. Well, I don't want that army coming and taking stuff from me, so I consolidate into Westamnet. The Fellowship moves again to 2, not a problem. I put Helm's Deep under siege just before it gets weird. With a 4-2-1, I mean, I am a field battle addict. A 4-2-1, I would have taken a field battle there. But the game's on the line. If you field battle yourself into oblivion, you could really throw something there. So I don't begrudge him. And now I'm like, wait a minute. All I need is New Powers Rising, and I can do it. He draws Mirror and Grimbjorn. I get Orc Patrol and Stormcrow. Neither of those is New Powers Rising. I have to allocate 1 eye. I get 2 more. Not helpful. He only gets 1 move. So he can't dunk this round unless he has... there's another way. He goes for the Ents. I think that's a thoroughly reasonable play. Do you have another... Yeah, okay. Gets nuttin'. Foof. And then Eagles are coming. So he gets to kill a Nazgul. Pippin and Merry jointly kill a Nazgul, not the Witch King. He's already dead. In Woodland Realm, the other 2 have to run away, so that plan isn't happening. I draw, and I get New Powers Rising. I was also looking for any army banner. I don't even know if I have another. We'll check at the end, see if I even have another army card in the strategy deck. It's entirely possible I've spent them all and can't remove new power or a power 2 great anymore. What a silly game. He draws into There Is Another Way, but he spent his Palantir. But, can you rely on that? There were 10 cards in the deck. Oof. I play New Powers Rising. He musters the dwarves because, if you can retake Dale, that'd be annoying. I'm never taking that back. I move out, risking Ents. I figure if he had one, he would have played it. He did just draw a character card, but I have no time to waste. He moves, draws Elven Rope. Yep, nope, not a problem. I move on to Helm's Deep and reinforce Woodland Realm as my ultra backup plan. Dwarves move towards war. For the game, can I take HD? A 4-5-6 versus a 3-2-1. I start with Swarm of Bats versus Heroic Death. Okay. I was worried he'd have something really good. Maybe another Ents, although he would have played it for sure, right? I guess he didn't have a... Anyway, I was worried he'd have something really good. So, okay, we cancel that. He rolls, gets 2, 3. I get 3 as well. I'll take those trades all day long. He's reduced to 4 dice. I press. Card versus card. I do Devilry of Orthanc into Heroic Death, so he had another Heroic Death. 3 hits versus 3 hits. Oh, man. So down at 2 regulars. I press again. Card. Great Host versus No Quarter. And I get the 2 hits. GG. What a silly, silly game. Oh, man. And for me, I mean, back up a bit. First off, thank you, Lior, for being a good sport and for playing this out. What a wacky game, and sometimes those can feel really bad as the losing side. or the side that ends up losing, you can feel like you really messed up. So I think you did just fine. I'm sure there were differences I would have played, but I think your play was thoroughly reasonable, and I enjoyed the game with you. Thank you very much. But back to me. Oh, man. My heart was racing. When the Dale guy retreated into Woodland Realm, I was like, shoot, I lost this. When I lose 6 guys to Dead Men and Pelargir, I'm like, well, I probably just lose the game now. When Rohan was mustering, oh, man. And to top it all off, let's see. Take a look at these statistics. I'm plus 12 on 6s. A completely unreasonable number of 6s. What 7 of those in the something like that in the last Helm's Deep battle alone? What a silly game. So, like I said, I don't think this was high strategy of a game, but I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you enjoy playing War of the Ring in your games, and maybe go for some of these silly strategies yourself, get some of those achievements. Although if you do, feel free, as I try and compete for a person who has completed the most this year, Polyhuna, you could please feel free to stop getting all the achievements. At time of recording, you're at 17. How man? Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one.